Like most of you, after Spider-Man Far From Home, I desperately want to see where Marvel Studios and Sony takes the character of Spider-Man before he leaves the MCU. Unless he ends up staying, but I covered that in another video, I'll put it up there. It'll pop up on the exclamation mark. Now, let's talk about the Scorpion. The actor who plays him teases and more or less confirms he's gonna be returning soon. So Michael Mando, the man who plays the Scorpion in the MCU, was last seen being locked up along with the Vulture at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, of course, there's been plenty of teases, and there's been a sort of revelation by Sony that they want to get to a Sinister Six. Now, whether that's in the MCU or not, whether that includes the Scorpion, we're not sure. Now, recently, the actor himself took to Reddit to do an AMA, which stands for Ask Me Anything. Now, since I'm 78 years old, I didn't know what that was. I had to do research for this video to find out what an AMA was, because I would just call it an AMA. God damn. See, this is how out of touch I am with whatever you kids say these days. Anyways, let's talk about the Scorpion, because he answers a lot of questions in that thread, and specifically when he's asked about the Scorpion returning, when he's asked about the future as that character, he doesn't deny it. He either says, stay tuned, or there'll be news soon, or we have to wait and see, and he can't wait to get back to it, and he can't wait for everybody to see what's happening. So again, he's directly teasing that he is returning. Now, obviously, the third Spider-Man film is still coming. It's just not coming when we want it to, or when we expected it to. So that's a little unfortunate, but it is still coming, and we're going to get to the part where obviously the Scorpion is probably going to have some involvement. And if you really think about it, he has connections to the other characters. Obviously, Morbius connects to the MCU. He was last seen with Adrian Toomes locked up. So naturally kind of makes sense that maybe he's broken out too, or he'll show up and they'll build up the Sinister Six, and maybe the Sinister Six show up in Spider-Man 3 and he's along with them and he finally gets that suit. Again, all of this makes sense, and the way he's teasing it just kind of tells me that this character probably is appearing sooner rather than later. Sooner, I would say Morbius, possibly even Venom 2, those would make sense, and then obviously later, the third Spider-Man film and whatever Sony's planning to do. So if you're a fan of that character, if you want him back, know that he's more or less confirmed to return soon.